Hello, welcome to lesson number 9 of Palabras. These are the contents of the lesson. Hello, and welcome to Palabras, lesson number 9. These are the contents of the lesson. It says here, amongst other things, in this lesson you'll learn how to use the personal pronouns. A lot of people that think that they speak good English, they use these incorrectly, including there are actors, famous actors that use personal pronouns badly in films. In only 2 pages of this lesson, you will learn how to use them correctly. Okay, so first of all we have vocabulary that we have to learn. On and off. Every, everything, nothing, something, anything, any, anyway. All these very important words. Look at them. You have to learn them all, okay? After, before, next, enough. Very, very, very important words that you have to learn. Here's a very important one. Must and should. Okay? These are modal verbs. Remember in lesson 8 we were talking about modal verbs. Okay, so you have to learn them. Must, should. Here we have personal pronouns, me, us, him, her, them. Okay, we're going to look at those later. We have some nouns. Okay, and we have some colours. We have some verbs. And we have, sorry, perdón, disculpe. Okay, so you learn all these, you learn them very thoroughly. Okay, and then we'll start the lesson. And the first lesson is how to say that something belongs to someone. Okay, how to say that something belongs to someone. Okay, there are 2 ways of doing this. There are 2 ways to say that something belongs to someone. In lesson 2, you learned one way, and now you're going to learn the other. Okay, this way is much more frequent than the other way. Okay. First of all, let me just remind you very quickly. Let me remind you very quickly of the first way in lesson 2. That was using possessive adjectives. The possessive adjectives were my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. Okay, so we had my back, mi espalda. Remember, mi espalda, my back. So it means the back belongs to me. It is my back. Okay, tu cabeza, your head. Okay. Well, this is another way. Okay, and this is using apostrophes. Okay, so for example, the boy, el niño. Okay, you have to put an apostrophe and an S. Okay, the boys, and now we have to add the possession. Okay, the boys' house, la casa del niño. Okay, la casa del niño. Okay, so here you go. Here's a word that ends in S. Okay, now there are 2 forms of doing this. Carlos's dog, the perro de Carlo. Okay, you don't add an extra S. Carlos's dog, el perro de Carlos. Okay, and this is the same with all words that end in S. plural words, también. Plural words that end in S, okay, which most plural words do. Not all plural words end in S. For example, children is a plural word, okay, and for that you would have to add children apostrophe S, okay. Okay, so translate the following sentence. Well, la hermana de Susana está en su casa. Okay, that's a form of saying it. La hermana de Susana. Sometimes in English we use this form. Okay, la hermana de Susana. But here, okay, Susanna's sister is in her house. Susanna's sister is in her house. Okay, el reloj de mi padre, my father's watch. Okay, el tío del niño es profesor. The boy's uncle is a teacher. I just want to show you some tips. Some tips. Let me move this. Okay, so here you have it. The boys' books are on the table. Okay, this is singular, and this is plural. A is singular, and B is plural. It's more than one boy. More than one boy. Let me show you. Oh, where is it? Okay, this is the following, the rules. Okay, the rules. If the possessive noun is singular, always add an apostrophe and S. Number 2, if the possessive noun does not end in S, always add an apostrophe and S. Okay, and most important one, number 3. If the possessive noun is plural and ends in S, just add an apostrophe. Okay, so if it's plural and it ends in S, just add an apostrophe. Okay, we can have another look. Possessive apostrophe S. Okay, it says when we want to show that something belongs to somebody, we usually add apostrophe S to a singular noun and only an apostrophe to a plural noun. Okay, now it says here usually because there are exceptions. Okay, so here we have one boy, the boy's ball. The boy's ball. In Spanish you would use the structure the ball of the boy. Okay, but we don't say that. We don't say that usually. Okay, we say the boy's ball. Okay, this is one boy. Okay, now you have 2 or more boys. So boys here is plural. Okay, the boy's ball. So you add the apostrophe after the S. That signifies that it is plural. Okay, the boy's ball. We don't know how many boys, but we know it's more than one. Is more than one. And we don't know how many balls either. So we can have the boy's balls. Look at this, one boy, the boy's ball, and this is one boy, boy's balls. And here you have one, more than one boy, the boy's ball and the boy's balls. Gosh, that's quite difficult to say. So the structure can be used for a whole phrase. Okay, the man next door's mother. Okay, apostrophe S. The man next door's. This is the possessive apostrophe. And that, the mother of the man next door. Yeah, the mother of the man next door. The man next door's mother. It's more natural to say the man next door's mother. Okay. Oh look, we have the Queen of England's poodles. Poodles. These are funny little dogs. The Queen's dogs. Poodles. Okay. Okay, so here we have This is good for Spanish speakers. Although we can use of or de to show possession, it is more usual to use possessive apostrophe s. The following phrase has the same meaning, or the following phrases have the same meaning, but number two is more usual and natural. So you say, the boyfriend of my sister. In Spanish you say el novio de mi hermana. Okay? But in English we say my sister's boyfriend. My sister's boyfriend, using the apostrophe. Okay, and we can use possessives with names, possessive apostrophe s with names. So we say, this is Mary's car. Where is Ram's telephone? Who took Anthony's pen? I like Tara's hair. Now when a name ends in s, we usually treat it like any other singular noun and add apostrophe s. So we say, this is Charles's chair. But it is possible to just add the apostrophe. So who was Jesus's father? Okay, irregular plurals, more importantly. Some nouns have irregular plural forms without s, like man, men, yeah, child, children. Okay, to show possession, we usually add apostrophe s to the plural form of these nouns. So my child's dog and my children's dog, it's the same, okay? The man's work, the men's work. Okay, a person's clothes, people's clothes. Okay, excellent. So you can have a look at this. This is your English Club explanation. Very useful on the internet. Okay, let's go back to English Express. And you're going to change these sentences. Now this is quite difficult. This really is a difficult exercise to start with. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. So, for example, here you have la oficina del médico es más bonita que la mía. Okay, that's quite difficult. What does it mean? Let's translate it literally. The office. The office. The office of the doctor. The office of the doctor is more beautiful, or we could say is prettier. Let's use a comparative, más bonita. Prettier than mine. Mia, mine. Okay, this is a interesting word. I'm not sure if we've learned this yet. Okay, la mia. Okay, it's a it's a form of possessive adjective. Okay, mine, meal or mia. Okay, so the office of the doctor is prettier than mine. Okay, how would we write that? We would say, in English, we would say, the office. This is what you have to look at. La oficina del médico. We would say, in English, we would say, the doctor's office. Okay, the doctor's office, like that. The doctor's office. The doctor's office is prettier than mine. Okay, let's look at the second one. Mi vecino tiene la pluma de Jorge. Okay, now in English we pronounce Jorge, we say George, okay? So my neighbor has the pen of George. Okay, well, let's change that. We're gonna, so la pluma de George is what we're looking for. This is what we want to change. So my neighbor has, let me write it for you. My neighbor, and neighbor is a difficult word to spell. my neighbor, my neighbor. Okay, my neighbor has George's or Jorge's. Like, how do we write Jorge? It's quite a difficult word. Like this, apostrophe S has Jorge's pen, like that. Okay, my neighbor has Jorge's pen. Okay, he's borrowed it. Stand up. Okay, so the wife of one speaks with her mother every week. Every week. Todas las semanas in English we translate as every week. Okay? So la mujer de one. How do we say that in English? That's very easy. We say one's wife. One's wife. Like that. Okay? One's wife speaks with her mother every week. Okay. A perro de mi amigo. My friend's dog. Okay, now you do these exercises. There's a lot of them. Lot of them. Okay? Let's look at the last one. Should we look at the last one? El clima de mañana será mejor que el clima de hoy. Okay? El clima de mañana. Okay? How would we translate that? We would say tomorrow's weather será, that's futuro. Tomorrow's weather will be better than today's weather. Okay? Tomorrow's weather will be better than today's weather. Now, será is the futuro, and we're going to learn more about futuro in following lessons. Okay, so let's write that one because it's difficult. And what are we saying? We're going to say el clima de mañana. Tomorrow's weather. Tomorrow's weather will be, futuro will be, mejor, better than today's weather. Okay, it's quite a difficult sentence, like this. Okay, and punto. That's not punto. Tomorrow's weather will be better than today's weather. Okay, that's a difficult one. So you're going to have to spend quite a lot of time on these. You have to spend a lot of time working these out. Okay, how to give orders. These are very easy. In Spanish, when we give an order, we usually say cierra la puerta, cierre la puerta, cerrar la puerta, cierren la puerta. Okay, tú, usted, vosotros, ustedes. Okay. In English, we just say close the door. Close the door, because you is the same. Okay, we only have one word for you. Okay, and what we're doing here is we're using the base infinitive. Okay, that means we do not put a personal subject pronoun. We do not say you close the door. We drop the you. Okay, okay. We just say close the door. This is an order. Close the door. Okay. Also, we can give a negative order. Do not close the door. Do not close the door. Okay. In Spanish, you generally say please before giving an order. And in English we can say the same. Okay. We can say please. Okay. So we can make an order, or we can give an order, but we can give an order politely. So we say, por favor, cierra la puerta. Huh? Please, close the door. Please, close the door. Or you could say, close the door, please. Close the door, please. Okay, now, this is unusual in English because we usually use the subject pronoun I, you, he, she, etc. And here we're not doing it. Okay, this is an order, it's always in the second person singular, you, entonces close, not closes. Okay, close the door, this is the base infinitive. Okay, it's quite easy, quite easy. So translate to English the following sentences. Okay, as always, look at the examples. Recuerda, Lefty. Remember this lesson. Give the watch to your father. Or please, plant those flowers. Okay, so let's look at the next one. I'll give you a couple more examples, one or two. Okay, tú debes trabajar duro. Okay, tú debes, this is a word you've learnt today, must. Okay, must. Okay, so often with these kind of orders, we use a modal verb. You must work hard. You should work hard. Okay, you can work hard. It's the same rule because after a modal verb, come a must, we always use the base infinitive without to. So we say you must work hard. Remember the rules for modal verbs. You could almost have an exclamation mark. You must work hard. Okay? Now, because it's a modal verb, we're putting the subject pronoun before it. Okay? So it's slightly different from the other ones. Okay? Because we don't want to use the personal pronouns. Okay? So we're going to say, move your hand. Please, sell my car. Okay? Like that. Answer my question. Okay, so you do the water the plants. These are quite easy. Study the lesson. And then we come on to something actually much more important. Personal pronouns. Now we've learned about subject pronouns in lesson 1. And the subject pronouns, what are the subject pronouns? Let's have a look. The subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Those are the subject pronouns. So what are these? These are the object pronouns. These are the object pronouns. Let me just show you. So here we have, again, here are the personal pronouns followed by some example sentences. Okay? So, personal pronouns. Subject and object. So, I, me. You, no cambio, it doesn't change. You and you. He and him. She and her. It doesn't change. We, us. They, them. So now we have a lot of pronouns. We have the possessive adjectives, my, your, his, etc. that we learnt in, when did we learn those? We learnt those in lesson 2. We learnt my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. Remember in lesson 2 how to say that something is someone's. Okay? So this is a new set, the object pronoun. For example, in each case the first example shows a subject pronoun and the second shows an object pronoun. So, I like coffee. John helped me. Okay? He helped me. This is pasado, ayuda. Okay. Do you like coffee? I like coffee. Do you like coffee? John loves you. Hmm? I know Mary. Does Mary know her? Okay, so this is in place of the name, okay? Personal pronoun. You need to have a good look at this. You need to have a very, very good look at this because it's good. English club, okay? Personal pronouns. And you can have a good look at it. Now, I have to carry on because I don't have much time. Okay, so where are we? We're here. We're learning about the personal pronouns. In place of a noun, we use pronouns. So here we have lots of good examples. He gave me a dog. She sold the house to me. He gave you a dog. She sold a house to you. Okay, so I'm going the wrong way. He gave me a dog. He gave you a dog. He gave him a dog. He gave her a dog. He gave it a dog. Well, we don't use that much. He gave us a dog. Okay? He gave them a dog. He gave them a dog. Okay? And here you have it again. She sold the house to me. So we can have different ways. He gave me. She sold me a house. You could say she sold me a house. Okay? But también, she sold the house to me. Okay? She sold you a house. She sold a house to you. She sold the house to him. Okay, you study these. Look at them. Exercise 9.4. Okay. You're going to choose the correct pronoun. Okay. For example, my mother gave me or I a dog. Well, my mother gave me a dog. Okay? Now, is it he or him is walking? Well, it's he. We know it's he. Okay? He is walking. I bought a suit for he or him. Well, we know it's him. Okay? It's the object pronoun. I bought a suit for him. This is subject pronoun. This is the object pronoun. Okay. So Rosa opened the door for them or they? Well, Rosa opened the door for them. Okay? Rosa opened the door para ellos, for them. I or me am very happy. Well, we don't say me, I'm very happy. Me is the object pronoun. Say, I am very happy. I must get a blue pen for, thank you, object pronoun, her. At the beginning of the sentence, they really wanted a baby. That car belongs to me. Okay, so you do this exercise quite easy. It's quite easy. You're just differentiating between subject and object pronouns. Okay? Then, for the last exercise, we're going to translate the following sentences. Okay? Él me está hablando. He is talking to me. Okay? The teacher recommended me to read more. Okay? My sister is younger than me. My sister is younger than me. So you can do these quite easily. Okay? Okay. Comprame 4 vestidos rojos. Okay? This is a little bit like an order. Buy me 4 red roses. Okay? Okay? And this is a very difficult one. Yo los seguí. I followed them for several hours. I followed them for several hours. That's quite a difficult one. Okay, so you spend a long time. Really, you need to study every single thing in this lesson for a long time. This one lesson should take you maybe 3 or 4 days to study everything perfectly. Okay, and I'll see you in lesson 10. Okay, bye bye.